talk, real people, real conversation. Week to week, this the place to get your inspiration. Go and sit back and unwind, sipping on your coldest glass of wine. This the home of girl bosses and the warriors. Went from tragedy to triumph and it's glorious. Ain't no question if they ask, they got that fire. This the podcast that came to Aspire. Welcome to Aspire Podcast. Home of the real. Real talk, real people.
Hey guys, it's Aspire J again, and we are live at Pintura Project, and I got my first guest. Listen, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. We're making it quick.
What's up, everybody? I am Matt Ills. I'll be the host for today. We're going to have fun.
You're going to be the host for today, but what do you do normally? You got to sell yourself, represent yourself a little bit on here.
My name's Matt Ills. I've been doing this for about 25 years in the entertainment business. Went viral in 2008 for creating the world's first and largest battle rap movement. Ever since then, I've been doing all kinds of social media, performances, events, consulting with companies like Red Bull, MTV, all different kind of performance outlets. And now I'm in Orlando helping with events here, helping to push the culture even further, created a nonprofit for fighting homelessness, wrote a best-selling book. Where are we going? What do we want to do?
We're doing it all. That's what.
Now we're hosting a graffiti art festival with over 45 graffiti artists from all over the country descending upon Orlando for this festival.
That's a good word, descending upon Orlando, because Orlando needed an event like this.
It really needs to be descended upon.
Yes, I agree. I live here. I know. And the art is, we need art. I wanted you to say all that because I knew all that. I did a little research on you.
All right.
That's why I was like, really? You're just hosting this? We're not going to talk about anything else? But
hi, I'm Matt Ills. I'm a Mexican. Good night.
That's what I thought you were going to. So what got you to become Matt Ills a little bit? I want you to tell me about that because I don't know about your history. So how'd you get here?
It was just being a little kid and being influenced by my older cousin and putting my ear against his door and hearing the rap music that he was listening to and just wanting to be like him. And then I found KRS-One, I found the hip hop culture, and I loved it. So I went from writing down all the lyrics every time I heard my favorite song on the radio to then searching for instrumentals and then starting to do my own stuff. And so it was slow progression, but it started from being the little kid that wanted to be like his elder cousin that he always hung around.
We always need that inspiration. Who would you say is somebody that you look up to or feeds you, whether it's musically, artistically, or even just on an everyday level? Like, who's somebody?
My daughter. There isn't a person that I look for that's like a great business person. It's my daughter. It's the living, breathing version of me that keeps me wanting to do better.
Okay. And is she your only child?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about
Man,
her?
she's getting the whole background on me right now.
We don't do surface level on the show. You should have done your research
yeah?
on
How
me.
many kids you got?
We don't surface level. Like, we go deep here. What about her? Like, is it she's alive, you made her and you created something and that's your why?
It's breaking generational curses. And
Say
like
it loud.
I unfortunately didn't have such a great childhood, but that childhood isn't even in the deepest, wildest imagination of my daughter,
And that's
which
the win.
is wonderful.
That's the win, right?
Like growing up, it was hard for me to speak Spanish. We weren't allowed to speak Spanish in the household because my mother felt like we were going to fall behind in the school system. And that's just ignorance, of a person. But like, I want to make sure my daughter, she could speak fluent English and Spanish way better than I can. And so that's, as long as your child is in a way better position than you could have ever been in when you start, then they should have enough fuel to be even more successful than you ever were.
Yeah. It's funny, you said you weren't allowed to speak Spanish, and in not my mom, but with my grandmother, that's all we were allowed to speak is Spanish. Like, she wanted us to never forget where we came from. And I mean, she's not alive, and rest in peace, my abuelita, but she really taught me to like still hone down on who the hell I am, you know. But I remembered who I was and where I came from, but that fueled me to never go back in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
What is next? Like, what do you feel is you've been doing this for a long time. Some people haven't even been alive that's out here painting when you started. You know? But that says a lot when you have a long career. So you've done almost everything, but I know there's more. So what would you say is like your more? My
passion in hip hop was always battle rap. Okay. I went viral through that and created a large movement. And when it was all said and done, we had a chapter in every major city in the United States, Johannesburg, South Africa, Sydney, Australia, and I worked with the United Nations. And I figured if I could do that and work with the United Nations to service such a small demographic,
then really is small.
There has to be something that I can do on a larger scale, and that's where the Mommy Collective comes in. That's where the nonprofit comes in, because it's about helping struggling artists, period. So the homelessness situation is a real problem in Central Florida. We're the third most populated state now. If we can solve homelessness here, it can be solved elsewhere. Chronic homelessness has already been solved in multiple countries and a few cities in the United States. There are systems that are running. So it's very possible. Our state is in a surplus. The very next step would be to create systems to show people that, hey, we can't depend upon the government to save us, and there isn't anybody that's just going to come in and just save you. Like, it's the community gathering, and we do that through these cultured events. And we hope to draw the attention of those that can afford to make a change, because they're out there and there's a lot more of them. This is a time and age where technology is allowing us to compete with even larger corporations. Amen. So you're going to see solopreneurs become billionaires, millionaires, and have the power to actually make the change. That's what we're looking for to do next, to buy up land, to build our tiny home living spaces in our community and have our art in them, and to also educate the community and the younger people coming through it.
I love that. You love me to leave me speechless about stuff, because that's where I have a nonprofit too, and I'm working on that.
There we go.
But it is about, like, I don't feel that any person in this world, entire world, should go hungry. I don't feel like we have so much money and so much surplus of all the things, and nobody should, like, a meal, like, to somebody miss a meal is wild to me. Someone homeless is wild to me, when there's so much that we can do. And we the little people, I like to call myself little, I'm sorry, but it's not an insult, I promise. It's more like we have to think outside the box and create change. So
I like when I'm called little. I'm not called little often anymore.
Me neither. It's all right. Listen, but I don't miss a meal, right? So why should anybody else? That's what it's about to me. I did not know about your nonprofit. That's one thing I didn't really know about. So
yeah, we definitely got to build on that.
Yeah, no, of course, because you had your career, you've had all these things, like, so building on a nonprofit. And I love people that do things that have a voice and use it for something positive, because there's so many voices out here and nobody's using it.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
It's crazy.
Society is getting crazy. Social media is getting crazy. And like, if you don't move with purpose or have a purpose to move for,
I agree.
It becomes very difficult and easy to get lost.
You get lost in the sauce, and it's always the wrong ingredients. And I agree. I feel like why I started this podcast is for people like this, people like you, truly, like, to use the voice for good. Why do we have one? I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Where can they find you?
Everything is at Maddills, MADDILLZ. Mothers Against Drunk Driving Ills.
To that, like, yes, what he said. No, besides today's event, which if you're not out here, you need to get your butt out here. What are you doing next, event wise?
Well, when is this podcast live or no?
We're live right now.
Oh, we're
like,
okay.
Hello.
Tomorrow I will be hosting the Currency concert at the Beecham. And then May 17th, I'll be performing at Iron Cow for Love and Loyalty Weekend with Thurston Howell III. Rockness, Master Ace is going to be on the bill. There's going to be a whole bunch of hip hop legends. It's the bridge from Brooklyn to Orlando. The label that I'm signed to is in Brooklyn, and I live
Shout
in
out-
Orlando. So
I'm from Brooklyn.
there we go. There we go.
All right, I appreciate you.
Thank you very
You
much.
gotta start hosting this damn thing, right?
You know,
I appreciate you
just
so
talk
much.
to my manager. We'll get the budget figured out and all that.
We'll figure it out. No, because we need an event.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, all right.
I'm
you
here.
Heard it. You heard him live. There could
We're
be-
live.
We
I
are
know
live.
your parents probably.
Oh,
Hit me
Jesus.
up.
You don't know my parents.
Who knows? Show them.
maybe. If you know my mom, that's why. All right, guys. I'll see you guys back again. We're gonna be literally short interviews all day, so check us out. All right.
Thanks.
Love ya. Bye.